Hey, welcome to coreCAST, episode 14,387. I've got three uploaded.
388.
14,388. I've got three uploaded, and I am quickly uploading the rest. But you're joining us. It's after the NSSF Range Retailer Business Expo. A great time. Today we have with us our CEO, Ezra Weinstein, and the man with no title, Ethan Perez.
Great to be here.
Is it, though?
He doesn't need a title.
I don't know what my title is anymore.
Hey, but let me compliment Ethan first. Unlike Joel and I, Ethan actually is wearing the CoreWare shirt.
Ethan actually told me before the show, hey, I'm probably going to go put my CoreWare shirt on. And I'm like...
I almost did, and I figured... No, if nobody else does, I don't want to be the only.
You guys can go change real fast. I can take over for a minute if needed.
I don't think so.
Hey, Ethan, I like the pin you're wearing. Can you kind of zoom in on that and tell us what it is?
Yes, this is our Honor and Remember pin. This is something I actually like. I think I'm going to start wearing around a little bit more just to open up conversation about it, just as someone who legitimately just believes in the mission. Honor and Remember is an incredible organization. They are trying to bring a symbol of remembrance to the fallen heroes of our country. So I think there's a petition that's been signed in 26 states now. Forgive me if I undercut it.
I think it is 26.
Yeah. But there actually is not a national symbol of honor and remembrance. And so a good friend of ours now, George, started this organization about 2 years after he lost his son in Iraq and realized that there wasn't anything for remembrance for our fallen heroes. So he started this organization.
We were fortunate. Yeah, we were fortunate to have George Lutz visit us at the show. We had the flags flying at the show. Well, we had the flags at our booth. They weren't really flying. There was no wind in the exhibit, but we did have the flags at the show, and we were honored not just to meet George. He had his head of marketing, Lauren, I think, was with him. And we really had the honor of meeting George's son. His name was Tony, and we actually ended up meeting Tony's sergeant. And it was a really moving moment for me. Tony died in his arms, and I was able, he actually lives in Florida, joined us for dinner unexpectedly, and it was just a really highlight to the entire visit in West Palm Beach, and it was phenomenal. And the pin, Ethan, I just want to let everyone know we were giving out those pins to every attendee. I think what we should do, Joel, is let's give out some pins. Let's anyone who comments on this video, just make a comment. Make sure you make a comment and let us know how to reach you. You don't have to make that comment publicly. You can just email us at sales@coreware.com or joel.cheney@coreware.com or however you want to reach us. But if you just make a comment, we will ship you out a pin. And at the same time, just to wake you up, because this might be a really boring cast, so we've got some excess caffeine from the show. So, let's also, anyone who wants a pin, who wants some caffeine, we've got some caffeine bags, or coreFFEINE bags, I should say. Wow, I caught myself. Hey, where's that coreFFEINE bag?
Yes.
That is awesome. And Joel, if I'm not mistaken, we did bring back a bunch of bags from the show, right?
We sure did.
Okay, so seriously, everyone watching our cast, which, we're hoping we get at least 100 views. We have about 140 subscribers, where numbers are growing. To be exact, we got 142. The needle has not moved at all, Joel, just letting you know. I was hoping we'd be at 150 at least by today.
This one's going to do it.
This is going to do it.
Share this with all your friends for a
Most
free
entertaining-
10 and some coffee.
Most entertaining
So,
hour
yeah.
of e-commerce talk.
So normally we end with our giveaways, but I figured maybe people aren't watching our whole cast. I mean, we do tend to just drone on. So we're going to start this time with our giveaway. So seriously, we'd love to send you a pin. The Honor and Remember is an absolutely phenomenal organization. Coreware is fully behind it. And these pins are really awesome. You know, you'll see it has the American flag on it, and it has the Honor and Remember flag right below it. So you'll see it right on Ethan's collar. And Joel, I know I stole away your thunder, but I figured this is a good place to start because here's what's different with today's cast. If you notice, I am not giving Ethan a hard time.
And why is that, Ezra?
I don't know. I'm hoping maybe we get more views. Maybe people are thinking I'm just bullying you too much.
I mean, it's usually deserved, if I'm going to be completely honest. I know when it's deserved.
We'll do it when we're done with this cast.
Honestly, it's the problem is Joel has a live audience, which, you know, I have to be nice. So
That's also true.
don't we have a live audience, Joel? I thought I heard some live. Yeah,
there
we
they
go.
are. There they are.
Need to wake them up a little.
Woohoo.
There you go. Thank you, guys.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. You can have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat, everybody. Have a seat. All right. So yeah, we had a great show. It was probably the first show that I've ever taken part in as far as the front end and the back end, you know, helping set up and then actually having to, you know, work the floor. And it was, we were thinking it was going to be dead, and it was absolutely rocking. At least in our booth was rocking for
It was great.
a solid 2 days. So yeah, it was really, really good. If you weren't there, you missed it. But, you know, we've got SHOT coming up.
Coffee
do have
beans were
SHOT coming up.
flying. Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we're excited about SHOT as well. SHOT's going to be, I think, probably you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to be. What booth are we in? I have 523 on my head, but that was the last
West
show.
Palm Beach.
I know we're going to be
So
right across from Vortex Optics, so
we
that's going to be a
are
really
right
great
across
thing.
from Vortex. We are downstairs. You literally won't miss us. Vortex has a massive booth, and we are right across from them. We'll flash up the booth number either during this cast or a future cast. Quite frankly, Joel, since SHOT Show isn't until January, nobody's going to remember our booth number at this point. So, I mean, let's get real. So we'll let you know the booth number later on.
We're gonna keep singing about it because
If I'm going to be honest, I never did remember 523.
Wow.
I just knew
Not
we
a
were the
team
super
player.
cool booth in the core of the show serving coffee. If you
Not
saw
a
lights and
team
you saw
player.
steam from the Jura coffee machine,
Hey, was the coffee good, Ethan?
honestly, it was absolutely incredible.
It was incredible. The people loved it.
Yeah,
People loved it.
Yeah, I think we had people coming back for 6ths and 7ths and 8ths, and I'm not even a huge coffee drinker, if I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe a little bit more than Ezra, but it was just so incredibly smooth and delicious, and I'm excited to head back to SHOT Show just because we're going to have access to it again.
Yeah, and you can have access to it too if you leave a comment in the comment section below, just saying, "Hey, I'd like some coreFFEINE."
I'd like some coreFFEINE.
Until we run out. And no, Ethan, you can't have any. No, but so do we want to cover anything else in regards to the show? My mind is still mush from that. I mean, the month leading up to it, and then the time we were there, and then getting back. My mind and brain are just still mush from everything. I'm not used to, working in that. What do we have here? Are those eyes?
Is that a nose?
What is that?
I'm kind of scared.
That is actually that's going to be what Ethan's going to be wearing in our booth.
Where did that come from?
At SHOT Show.
Where did that come from?
Here's the sad story.
It's not sad.
So-
It's actually happy.
No, it's really sad. So here's the sad story. We actually ordered this for our barista, otherwise known as Joel. And this picture is of Ethan drinking a nice, smooth brew of coreFFEINE. And we were going to have Joel wear it.
I'm not going to have clothing with a man's face on it. The last piece of clothing.
Unfortunately, thank you to Zazzle or wherever we ordered it from, it got lost in shipping. But it showed up. And I was going to surprise you guys. I got 2 of them, so I'm going to be sending each one of you one.
Yes.
So for the next...
What's the back of it look like?
Well, the back of it is just...
That's what everybody will see. Just making sure. I can Sharpie it up.
So, Joel, you did such a good job as our chorista at this show. I think we took a vote. You weren't present, unfortunately, but it was pretty much unanimous that you're the permanent CoreWare chorista.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No questions asked.
Come on, you got your soundboard. I figured you'd at least do some type of boo.
There's the drum joke. I'll do it again for those in the back. No, seriously, the last piece of clothing that I had a man's face on was Roger Staubach when I was 5, 3, 4.
Well, I'm honored you chose me to be the next Joel.
And there will never be another one. Who's going to walk around with a man's face on his belly? Come on, man.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, by the way, that was Rachel's idea. So
very nice.
When they told me that, I was like, you've got to be. And then I was like, thank you, God. It got lost in the mail. This is awesome. This is the best show of my life. No, it was a good time. That really was a good time.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal time, and there were quite a few of us at the show, and mostly because I really thought we'd combine it between a show and a corporate get-together. But we were pleasantly surprised. The show, thank you to the NSSF. Shout out to them. We need to make sure we tag them because maybe that will get us some more views.
Yep. NSSF, we're behind you.
I got this.
I'm desperate here. But seriously, thanks to the NSSF for organizing a phenomenal show. I mean, it was it wasn't about the quantity, it was about the quality. And, it wasn't a huge show, which was kind of nice because we were able to actually sit and get to know people and talk to people. But it literally was nonstop. I barely spoke to my staff and fellow workers. I mean, it was just nonstop talking to potential customers, existing customers, and other vendors at the show. And it really turned out to be a really good show with quality information and quality booths. And I mean, I'd like to think that we had one of the nicest booths. I mean, we certainly were the most well-lit booth, I can tell you that much. And hopefully we'll post some pictures of that somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have some, as we're talking here, I'll figure out how to just plaster them up there so you can see. I know 2 pictures in particular that I looked at today just really highlighted our booth. It was really a beautiful booth. I was really proud. It's really, obviously I was a Marine. Marines are, proud to say that they were Marines, but the reason you're proud to say you're Marines is because you belong to an organization that you can take pride in. And it's hard to find that out in the civilian world. Well, I've got that here at CoreWare, and it's a great thing to be able to, take pride in where you work and that what you put in, you're pouring your life into something. You want it to matter. And I think this show kind of proved that we really poured our souls into this show, and SHOT Show is just going to be that much better.
It definitely will be, and it will be a good time. And definitely come by, even if you just need some caffeine. We're happy to serve you.
Yeah.
We're also going to be offering pictures. You can wear Ethan's smock or whatever you want to call it, and we'll take pictures. You can take pictures with him in our booth, and they may be worth something one day. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Don't dab, Ethan.
No, that
You're not a dabber.
That was like I don't know if it's a Flex or Superman. I don't know.
Mr. Universe.
Yeah, no. Yeah. that other
Gotcha.
sport thing.
Yep. Sports balls. Hey,
So what
speaking
else
of
is
sports,
going on?
real quick, speaking of sports, okay. So we've got some bad news for everyone. And I hate to be the one to bring this news to you, but we are having to lay something that I think is all American to rest. I think something that was pure, everyone loved, brought joy and happiness to their hearts. And because some people get their feelings hurt, we're having to lay this precious, precious symbol of wholesomeness in America into the heap of political correctness right there next to Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. And I'm speaking of Chief Wahoo of the Cleveland Indians. So, in honor of Chief Wahoo, sir, for the past, I think, early 1900s, you brought smiles to many millions of faces, and I'm sorry that more people didn't stand up for you. So, a moment of silence.
Speaking of the Cleveland Indians, I do have a story for you guys. I don't think I ever told you this story. So after leaving IBM, I actually went and worked for a consulting firm. This is who knows in what year. It was 1990 something, I think. Many moons ago. And I actually started consulting with accounting systems, and long story short, I ended up leaving the consulting firm and starting my own software company. And I actually bought, at the time, it was a DOS-based point-of-sale system known as Hoopsware. It was actually out of Reno, Nevada. And believe it or not, the Cleveland Indians were one of our first customers. Their new stadium, Jacob Stadium that they built. Yeah, the first year that they built it, I was in that stadium running around like a madman because we actually had network issues during the game. And the president was there, and the Secret Service stopped me because they thought some madman was running around the stadium.
You never want to run around the Secret Service.
Exactly. So this is a really good story to tell, and now I'm in complete confusion because what do I tell people? I used to have the formerly known Cleveland Indians as my customer. I'm very confused. So let's switch off of sports real quick because I have some good real estate news.
Oh, what is it?
I like.
All right. So I have a friend that's a real estate agent, and they informed me that they can no longer use the term master bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I don't know if I should laugh, cry, or
what am I supposed to put in the house I'm building then?
You don't get a master bedroom anymore. That's a thing of the past.
You get a non-identifiable, non-binary, genderless Zim.
Do I have to call it the slave bedroom? I mean,
no comment.
Yeah. Okay. You just screwed up Google's algorithms. Thanks. Now we know why we've not been getting views.
Okay, sorry guys.
But that's a serious. That's literally. I heard that today. Heard that today.
Cool.
They are not
now, is that a federally
that
mandated thing, or is that?
No. I don't know I honestly didn't get into the detail. I don't know if it's their agency, or it's a nationwide, the MLS. It's definitely not a government thing, but it's definitely an industry. It's for sure an industry that has dictated that.
I mean, there's so many industries that use that term. I mean, it's a completely androgynous term? I mean, shouldn't that make it more? I mean, the lights that I'm using. I have a master light and I have a.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I can say. Now you guys are making me feel self-conscious. I'm starting to feel all this judgment and all this hate here. No,
it's interesting in the programming world. We always dealt with masters and slaves as far as when you refer to certain segments of code. and you can no longer, not you can no longer, I can call it a master and a slave, but, I guess they're trying to cancel, the word master and slave from the English dictionary, which literally makes no sense. I mean, there were masters and slaves.
There still are.
Purely just to appease, the YouTube gods, please don't take us down. Yes, slavery was an awful, 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 terrible thing, but it's at least in America.
If you're going to say something, make sure it's weighty. Don't say slavery, blah, 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 but.
Well,
that can be very offensive.
Hey, just to get back into Google's good graces, I do want to point out that the BDSM community is going to be suffering tremendously from the inability to use those terms. Yes, I said it.
Sorry, I'm not really good with the crowd. Okay, guys, settle down.
Hey, so let's switch to a serious topic.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about aliens or crypto, but I am talking about, well, some people think he's an alien, but what do you guys think about our new astronaut, Dick Bezos? Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. No, I got confused because did you see his rocket ship?
I've seen the memes, honestly. I figured it out pretty quick, but I haven't seen the actual thing.
He is Dr. Evil, y'all.
He is Dr. Evil. I thought that was the funniest thing.
Wow. Dude, who built your ship, man? Golly. Man, Are you trying to compensate for something?
Hey, but seriously, why? Shouldn't YouTube and social media remove that video? It seems
seriously, it's
offensive.
Offensive. It's very offensive to me.
I'm very.
Because I think we should start a petition. Huge.
I think we need to cancel that rocket.
Hey, I liked what I forget who said it.
I'm trying to keep some of the jokes back.
Did you hear what Tulsi Gabbard said? Tulsi Gabbard said Tulsi Gabbard. She was she's a Democrat. She said, "Yeah, the only thing bad about it is he's coming back." And I'm like, "Dang, that's fire, man." Tulsi's
wow.
Yeah, you can't box Tulsi into a political party. Sometimes I wonder if she's a Democrat, but yeah, that was clever. Don't come back, Jeff. Oh, and then the tone deafness of him thanking. He thanked everybody.
I want to thank every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you guys paid for all this.
Thank you all. You're the reason that I was able to spend $5 billion and go up into space. And it's like all these people that have been screaming about Amazon's not paying their people or Amazon's putting these mom and pops. And this guy goes out there and says, "Thank you, guys. Thank you for allowing me to do this." And I'm like, this guy's going to get shot. I'm not.
Wow.
No, I'm not calling for that. But seriously, people can, how many people lost their livelihoods or, I don't know. It's just. Man, I'm telling you, we live in a tone-deaf world. Speaking of tone-deaf, not getting political, but just the epitome of tone-deafness, they were asking Biden about inflation, and he said, because we're spending these trillions, inflation's going to go down.
If we pass the other two things I'm trying to get done, we will, in fact, reduce inflation. Reduce inflation. Reduce inflation.
And I'm thinking, we're living in the twilight zone. He's the thing that causes inflation, he says, is just going to make inflation go away. And I'm like, whoa. So whatever. I want to lose myself in this podcast. So Ezra, Ethan, somebody pull me back in. Take my mind somewhere where I don't.
Crypto is the answer to inflation.
It is.
You can't create more Bitcoin. It's not possible. Therefore, it can't be inflated.
So, Ethan, real quick,
End
Ethan.
of story. Talk to me.
The absolute reason that the Federal Reserve was created was to stop things that they said they could absolutely stop. But somebody figured out, wait a minute, we don't have to have gold. So eventually somebody will figure out, but the key is to get in it quick, make your mint and get out. Because eventually people are very smart and evil, and somebody's going to figure this stuff out. But I don't mean to be so a downer, but I hear all this stuff, and after researching and knowing what happened with the Federal Reserve and how, hey, we've had all these crashes. Well, the Federal Reserve is going to fix everything. It's going to make sure we don't lose any value in our dollar, and we've lost like 80% value in our dollar over the last 100 years. It's mind-boggling that we're this stupid. But anyway, I'm sorry. Please, somebody take me somewhere. Tell a joke, someone, please. Hey,
well,
Siri,
no, let's talk a little bit more crypto. So, I think that's what's interesting. You can't just mint, more Bitcoins, as Ethan pointed out, and there's essentially a finite, and we haven't mined all the Bitcoin. That's what some of the noise is about. The fact that to mine Bitcoin, which basically is the creation of a Bitcoin, it takes a lot of computing power, because every time you mine some, that algorithm gets more difficult and therefore requires more computing power. But there is a new coin, and I know we still need to do our CryptoCast, but just so everyone, take a look at a fun one. I wouldn't put a lot of money in this, but it's called the Million Token. And basically the Million Token, it's limited to 1 million tokens. It's already produced these million tokens. So the idea is, right now I think it's trading at about $50, just for the fun of it. And we can actually show everyone how to purchase one of these, not during this cast, but one of our first casts. And this is totally, I would do it just for fun. It would be fun. Imagine owning one of only 1 million tokens. Right, and in theory, if the demand drives up the price, it could be a pretty good investment. Worst case, you lose, $49. They're pegging the token to the U.S. dollar, so it never goes below $1. Yeah, take a look. The symbol, Ethan, I know you're interested in this, is MM, as in million, so MM.
Okay.
And you have to use Uniswap or Gate.io. Really, Uniswap's your best bet. And again, I know I'm speaking French right now, but I think what we should do, Net, for one of our first crypto episodes is we can talk about this coin as more of it's like a meme coin, so almost like a Dogecoin. There's no real utility to it. The difference is Dogecoin, the circulating amount is in the billions, right? Yeah. So the million coin literally only has 1 million, and the whole idea is that the crypto community is going to try to really pump this coin up because of its limited supply. So I think we should help Joel buy one during let's do it as part of our first CryptoCast. And
that's a really
Joel,
great idea.
Yeah, get ready to spend $50, but
I'm ready.
It will be a fun one to spend, and at that time it could be up to 100. Or it could be down to $1. You never know. I mean, it was literally $97 last week. Wow. And I purchased a few of these at just like $56. So, we're not going to talk charts, right? I mean, this is a brand new coin. It's totally volatile. And right now there's 15,000 people that have bought that coin. Okay. And I don't know what the numbers as far as what each person bought, but the more people that buy it, again, imagine the supply suddenly ends, right? Because once you have 1 million of those tokens sold, there's no supply in the market unless someone is going to sell it. So it's actually a fun one. It's a new one. It's actually being pushed by some of the more popular crypto YouTubers that have been out there, and we'll give them credit during our cast. I'll point out who's mentioning that token. And again, a lot of times there's two reasons why crypto goes up, right? There's the idea of a utility, right? There's actually a reason for that crypto to exist, and there's a project behind it, and there's an actual real business use for it. And then there's coins that, they get shilled. I mean, it's basically they get hyped. And it's not that they're a bad investment. It's really almost like gambling, right? So you don't want to spend any money that you can't afford to lose. So the million token is going to be our kind of, the feature of the week of a fun token just to buy and hold. And the dream is maybe one day each one of those will be worth $1 million. That's the ultimate goal of, the creators of this token. But yeah, imagine buying one for $50 and it goes up to 1,000. I mean, you just never know with the crypto world.
Hey, Ezra, didn't you own like $400 million in Bitcoin at one time?
So Joel, when we worked together in a previous life, and it was December of 2018, and my portfolio was up to nearly $300,000. So at one point, I did have a lot of money, and then literally the market tanked completely. That's a whole long story. But yes, at one point, I had over $1 million worth of crypto, or I would have had over $1 million. It's a long, sad, but not so sad story. So you just need to learn. You can't cry over spilled milk in the crypto world, and you just got to take your losses and move on, and don't cry over, oh my gosh, I had 100 Bitcoins back in the day, because guess what? You don't have it anymore. So. And I'll tell you one thing, if you think you have a crypto sob story, I can give you 10 people that have worse sob stories. Just the quickest one for you is, imagine the guy that literally had a computer with, I think, several $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Not realizing it, he actually threw the computer in the garbage. And he spent months and months, he was in England, and he spent months looking through landfills for his computer.
Oh my!
And
God.
I kid you not, it was tens of millions, or maybe by now it probably would have been hundreds of millions of dollars. So there's real sob stories out there of
So hey, something Joel said actually interests me, and I want to bring up one more interesting little crypto news story. Because it's just one that I've been following. But Joel mentioned earlier that the Federal Reserve was actually created to, protect the value of the U.S. dollar. So in the United States, we have the, and Ezra might know where I'm going with this, we have the Securities and Exchanges Commission, the SEC, which is supposed to protect U.S. investors in our investments, our ability to invest. So ironically, there's this cryptocurrency called XRP, and the SEC filed a lawsuit against the company who created XRP, which is named Ripple, which sent the price skyrocketing down. So by directly intervening, by throwing their weight around as Big Brother, falsely claiming, and that's my opinion, falsely claiming that this crypto token is a security, even though for 9 or 10 years prior to this lawsuit, the SEC openly said multiple times, we don't know if it's a security. It's just, there's so much hypocrisy in it. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. And look it up. I mean, there's tons of YouTubers who follow this. Your favorite should, of course, be us. So, we can talk about this at a later date as needed, show some interest. But, I mean, it's just absolute hypocrisy. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But it's just... Again, to say, you can't trust charts. You never know when the government's going to come in, try and throw their weight around, try to regulate things that they have no business trying to regulate.
You'll find that a lot of non-U.S. exchanges literally will not allow a U.S. citizen to join the exchange because of the regulations that have been introduced by our government. So, and let me also rewind the tape here and make sure everyone knows we are not providing financial advice. We are not financial advisors. We are not qualified to tell you what to invest in. This is purely our opinion and only our opinion. And if we were successful in crypto, we wouldn't be on this channel.
Exactly.
We'd be in the Caribbean.
There you go.
Exactly.
But it's all very interesting, and it's funny. We need to remind everyone, we don't script these casts out. We just talk on whatever topics come to mind. Yeah, we go with the flow, which for us is fun. I don't know. Hopefully the viewers are having fun. But if you're interested in more information about crypto and just learning a little more about what we've learned, and again, we're not experts, and we have just our personal opinions, and our opinions sometimes, don't even agree with each other, right? I think, Ethan, when you're back from your road trip, we should definitely make it a point, maybe as early as next week. Let's just do our first cast, just like we do this one, and focus a little on trying to teach Joel a little more. That's my goal, is can we take someone like Joel and break this into plain English and give him the business reason why crypto is intriguing.
Because I'm the guy that buys a Bitcoin and wants to know where I can pick this coin up. Where do I pick my coin up, man? So, yeah. I know they're laughing, but there are people like that, guys. I'm with you. I know it's
plenty of people like it.
Where's my value?
And it's understandable, actually. I mean, there actually is some complicated technology, and it is understandable that it's confusing. So that's one of the reasons why we want to break it down for you, make it simple, make it easy to understand, easy to use as a business owner, as a business employee, whatever the case might be. We want to help you understand what this is all about, why it's fun, and why it has actually the possibility to completely change our world. We can go into more of that on our actual cast, but
yeah, I think the first Core Crypt episode is going to be completely off the chain because I've got so many questions. And Ethan is not afraid to answer them at all. That dude is just
whether I'm right or wrong, and I'm probably wrong.
Fixed bayonets, and he is just stabbing away. But yeah, I'm
don't worry, Ethan. I'll make sure to let everyone know when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
Just kidding.
We already know we have a few disagreements here and there, so.
No,
but that's what makes it
You're
fun.
wrong a few times. You don't have disagreements, Ethan. You're wrong a few times. You're speaking to your boss right now.
I do have some other news at Coreware. We actually released in 1 week. We released 2 updates to coreSTORE. So lots of little exciting features that we released this week. Some of them are pretty major, and some of them are just fixes and stability fixes. But yeah, we actually went ahead and released, I think it was Tuesday that we had a release, and then we had another release actually today with a few changes. One of the exciting, which to me sometimes reports are not that exciting, but one of the more exciting new features is actually within our receiving report. And you know what, Joel? I think I'll go ahead and try a screen share.
I was sharing it right now, but yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Give her a try.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a try. So I'm going to choose a Chrome tab, and I'll share. We are using a new tool for this cast, and we're pretty excited about it because Joel tends to spend a whole lot of time. Usually it's all Ethan's fault, and Joel ends up spending hours and hours. Oh, shoot. I wasn't supposed to give Ethan a hard time.
Days.
Okay, it's my fault.
Days. Right.
Yeah, days.
Yeah.
He spends days, literally, editing the coreCAST, which is one of the reasons why we only have 14,000 episodes and not like 20,000 episodes. But
right.
Yeah, so as I'm sharing my screen, I just wanted to show everyone, what may not seem like an exciting report, but we're going to go to the receiving reports, and I'm going to go to the summary report, the inventory summary report. And we're probably going to add this feature to some other reports because I think it's really important. And what I'll do is I'll choose all of our receivings for all time. It really doesn't matter what date range. But what this will show you is basically the items that you received within a certain time frame. But what we added here is something really powerful. One of the biggest challenges of any retailer is inventory management. It's, if you think about it, what are the costs of running a retail store? Your biggest cost typically is the inventory that you're carrying. And it's good to carry inventory as long as it's moving, right? And, people talk about, your inventory cycling through, and how many turns you have a year. So what we're trying to do with coreSTORE is really give you the right tools to better manage your inventory and help you determine what items do you need to carry and when do you need to carry them. So we have a big focus on improving our purchasing process and some other data that we're going to start providing you that will, again, help you manage your inventory better. So one of the updates today, we actually updated the summary item report, and we now show you the last receiving date of an item. And in addition, we're actually showing how many days in stock has this item, this particular item, for example, might be well, let me scroll down. Look at this one. So this is an item, it's a handgun, that I received, the last time I received it was back in June of 2019. So this item's been sitting, I've got only one of them, which is good, but it's been sitting in my inventory for 770 days. So that tells me something, right? Because maybe it's time to throw this item up on an auction site. Maybe it's time to slash the price. So this is where you really want to look at this type of report, and you want to look at it on a regular basis with the hopes that it will help you better manage that inventory. And at the end of the day, that's one of the main reasons for any system is to help you, manage your business more effectively. And we're really starting to put more and more tools into the system to help you do that. One of the other areas that we recently updated, and I do want to point this out because I know a lot of people, you don't have a lot of time to read through all of our updates, and some of our updates are pretty lengthy. So I think one of the nice things we can do is just show some highlights during these casts. And, if you like seeing these types of highlights, let us know, and we can actually, have more highlights during the cast, and maybe less discussion about Dick Bezos or whoever else we've been talking about. So if I go to the locations, I meant Jeff, sorry. So I go to the locations here tab in my items, and I didn't choose a good item. I chose one that doesn't have any movement. But the reason why I went to the locations, even if you only have one location, right, we now have some really interesting stats here. So we'll show you exactly what's on hand, what's on order, what's committed, meaning what's in an order that hasn't been shipped or delivered to the customer hasn't picked it up yet. That's what that committed bucket is. But then we're showing you the week-to-date sales and last year week-to-date, the month-to-date sales and last year month-to-date, and the year-to-date sales and last year year-to-date sales. So it's just a quick way for me to look at a snapshot of any item. So again, if I've got certain items and they're priced, they're more pricey items, the higher the cost of an item, obviously it costs you more to carry that item, and you want to make sure that you don't have this item for too long sitting in your inventory, but B, you also want to make sure that you have enough of this item if it is a faster moving item. So these are the data points that we're trying to provide, and we're going to take it a step further. So be on the lookout for what we're terming right now as our advanced purchasing module, which we're hopefully wrapping up in the next week or 2 weeks, and I think that's going to be a massive benefit for everyone that uses coreSTORE.
That's really great.
Oh, good. I thought you maybe fell asleep.
No, I had both Ethan and I on mute so we could hear you better. I can't imagine having something in stock for 770 days, and That's a really good. I mean, if you're a really large
Probably
organization,
something you want to know about.
Yeah, yeah, it is absolutely. That's really cool.
For sure. Yeah, and just to mention one other exciting, and actually I'll go ahead and share my screen one more time because I've got a couple more exciting. And Joel, I know you're notorious for not reading our updates, so I'm going to show you what we.
Hey, literally, that's why I pulled the screen up, and I was getting ready to go because I just remembered. I'm like, oh crap! But go ahead.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
So Joel, this will make your day because at the end of the day, Joel is the biggest Apple fanboy. So, and I do have a cool story for you guys about Apple. But in case anyone from Apple is listening to this cast or watching it, if you need us to test any new exciting tablets that are coming out, the iPad mini, the new iPad mini is rumored to be coming out. A new MacBook Pro is rumored to be coming out in September. If you need any testing being done, I'm sure Joel would be happy to volunteer. So Joel, I have an excuse for you to come up and visit me. A little cool tidbit. So 15 minutes away from where I live in North Carolina is the Tryon Equestrian Center, which features jumping events pretty much every weekend. And last week, it's kind of a fun time to just go and watch the horses jump. It's awesome. It's the venue is free. You can and it's beautiful. I mean, it has nice seating and there's restaurants. I mean, it's a great time. And once a month, they do what they call Saturday Night Lights, which, they bring in all kinds of entertainment for kids. And it's really just a happening place. But they literally have events every Saturday, and I'm sitting there watching the jumping event last Saturday, and on the screen comes up the name of the rider, and the name of the rider was Eve Jobs. That is Steve Jobs' youngest daughter.
Wow.
Huh. That's really cool.
And
wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was really surprised because it's not a huge venue. And she's competing again tomorrow night, so we're going to go see her. She actually won third place. I read up on her, and she's actually under 25. She's, I think, the number 6 jumper in the country.
Wow,
in that age group.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
think it's
so
really
good,
but Steve would be all over her. Steve would be like, "Get back on the horse until you get it right."
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
We're going to reinvent
in honor
the horse.
In honor of Eve Jobs, we actually have finally released our iOS coreSTORE app. I don't hear the cheering in the background. I guess the audience just died out. Yeah, cheering.
Oh,
not the button.
I'm sorry. I was.
Well, you got to tell the audience to cheer. So you press the button.
No, I was looking for it on my phone. I've got it on my phone. I'm so proud of it.
Wow, Joel, you suck.
Yeah. Got it on my phone, man.
Oh, that's hysterical.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so we are excited about the release finally of our Apple iOS app. It's really cool. You can use the app on an iPad. Obviously, you can use it on your iPhone. You can use it for a customer kiosk. We actually have a new feature. It's a price lookup. So if you want to set up a kiosk in your store for your customer to come up and scan a UPC code and get a lot more information about the item, including the price, availability, any attributes, and descriptions of the item, all of that can be displayed. So we added that feature. Joel, you're going to love this. With your new career as a corista, we actually modified or enhanced our promo engine in coreSTORE, so you can actually set up promos for not only a date range, but you can actually specify promos that only apply for certain days of the week. And you can have promos, for example, as we build up our coreFFEINE empire and we open up kiosks all around the country serving coreFFEINE, we can actually have a happy hour. And we can literally set pricing up based on...
Yes.
Yeah, happy hour. And you never know, if we ever open up our
That is awesome.
Core bar, we can also use it there. Nobody got it.
And in all seriousness, I see the example there.
You're a corkaholic. I got it.
Well, I see the example there that you have happy hour range time. Oh my gosh, y'all.
Yeah, happy hour.
That's awesome.
Happy hour range special. Hey, but
So happy
seriously,
hour
if
range
you've got a
time,
range,
I mean, something that would be prominent for a lot of our customers.
very much
right.
so.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, something that we've had customers request it, so that'll be an awesome feature to have.
Yeah, that's really a good feature. So yeah, I mean the updates this week I think were pretty exciting. Make sure you can subscribe to the updates. So if you don't have time when you're using coreSTORE to go look at our updates, you can subscribe to them and actually get an email. All you have to do is go to whatsnew.coreware.com and hit subscribe. Just like you can subscribe to our YouTube
to it,
channel.
everybody.
Oh, are you? You just don't read it?
I am.
I
Deer in the
totally
headlights.
misheard you. I definitely heard you just tell everyone to unsubscribe. So if anyone else heard what I heard, please don't unsubscribe. Subscribe.
No, don't unsubscribe. Subscribe.
Hey,
Subscribe
by the
all
end
day
of
long.
this, end of this
Absolutely.
cast, we're going to be banned anyway, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Eventually, we probably will be banned because of Ethan. Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, we went downhill within the first 10 minutes. So
Hey, just so we
We'll
don't
just
screw
blur
up
it
this
out.
whole, cast, let's do a battery check on Ethan, because I can just picture him saying, "Oops, battery died." How are we doing, Ethan?
So I think I need a firmware update because it just tells me full until it's not.
Oh, boy.
You're alive. Now you're not.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
so Canon, if you're watching this, let me know.
Ah, there you go.
Hey,
Shout out to Canon.
You know, I
hey, if we
figured out
tag
why they have
Canon
that
and Apple.
30-minute limit.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, if we tag Canon and Apple, maybe we can get a couple more subscribers, like shoot it up to 144 from 142.
Okay, so Ezra, we didn't hear you, even though everyone else is going to say, "Why didn't you hear him? We heard him." What did you say again?
I said we should tag Apple and Canon, and maybe we'll get a couple more subscribers.
Hey, I'm sure they would love what we have to say.
Canon, feel free to send me another M50 for testing. Maybe throw in a 22 millimeter, f2. That'd be good. Nifty
Hey, Canon,
50.
seriously, all joking aside, we are new to this, and we have chosen your platform as our sole. Well, one of us is missing a Canon M50, so if you would like to send us one, our CEO would love to have one, and obviously we would pay for it eventually somehow by mentioning your name a whole lot.
And we would also like to all have second angle M50 cameras as well. So if you just want to make it 4.
A piece, so 12 in all. That would be great.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no. So what else do we have as far as coreSTORE goes before? Or wait, do we need to go to coreFORCE because
Before
Ethan
my battery
will disappear? Do you have anything, Ethan?
Yeah, I do actually. I have 4 quick things, then we'll go back to the coreSTORE juiciness. So the first thing, the AmmoSeek feed now supports a map field. So AmmoSeek can now show add to cart for best price. So if you have non-new products in your AmmoSeek feed, so like remanufactured ammo, for example, you can add a custom field called AmmoSeek condition to the products table. So AmmoSeek will accept these products. Additionally, we were blocking IP addresses from other countries. What does that say? I love my Canon. So additionally, we were blocking IP addresses from
other countries.
And sometimes that included web crawlers as well. So we are making sure that those don't get blocked regardless of what IP address they're connecting from. And this should really fix some of the problems we've seen with SEO recently. SEO is something that we really are committed to. So we're making some advancements in that area. I don't know what I'm officially allowed to say, but we're making moves in that direction.
Changes are not immediate. So if a change is made, it may take a day or two or 4 before you see any kind of change. So just wanted to make you aware of that.
SEO is definitely not a science, just to let everyone know. So SEO is not a science at all.
Yeah. It's a work.
Unfortunately.
Moving on. There's now a preference where it will actually allow you to show the list price as the strike-through price, even for products that have a special sale price lower than your normal price. Because by default, those products will normally just show your normal price as the strike-through price. If you have a request for that, definitely submit a ticket on it, and we will turn that on for you. And then the other thing that I thought was really, really cool was, and something a lot of you probably already noticed, was the Create Events page. We actually did a little bit of kind of reconfiguring of that page to make it a little bit more simple of a layout, simpler to use. It was something that we were just getting ticket after ticket on. And we realized that was something we needed to make easier for you guys. So we kind of simplified
tell
that
us
process.
Tell us what Create Events, where would I use Create Events? Who would use it? What can it be used for?
Yeah, you can. So you can use Create Events to create events. So any classes, training things.
That is the best description I've ever heard.
We're done. Mic drop.
So if you have even if you were to do an online class or something, you could actually make that an event. You could make it something that people schedule for. You could make it so that it triggers an email that sends them a link to the online class. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Most of our customers at the moment use this for things like concealed weapons carry classes. But the possibilities
But
are
it really
infinite.
fits
If you have
any
an event
industry,
that you want
right?
to host, a banquet, maybe.
So if you're a nonprofit,
if you have a banquet or something, then you can make a registration product for that.
Yeah, so the events in Core.
Again, I think that was one of those situations where I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. I wonder why the audio. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're good. Go ahead.
Awesome.
I think Ethan's just getting some payback.
So yeah, I think what's important about Core, one of the things that I think a lot of even customers, but people just looking at CoreWord don't realize that coreFORCE is not just e-commerce. We have a lot of modules in coreFORCE. That's why we call it coreFORCE and we used to call it CoreShop, but that really wasn't appropriate. So coreFORCE has various modules. One of them is an events and facilities module, and it can be used in so many different industries, whether you're a nonprofit and you've got events. I mean, we have the National the NATRAC, which is the National Association of Trail Riding of America, that uses our platform, and they use our event scheduler to schedule events, their horse riding events. You know, we talked about jumping earlier, so I'm using that as a parallel. But you've got, whether you're a health fitness club, whether you have a retail store, but you also have a room that maybe you rent out for parties. All of those are examples of where you can use that event and facility module, and we've improved it tremendously especially the creation of events. And the create events, what's really powerful about it is that if you have a recurring class that maybe isn't recurring on a regular basis, meaning this month it's going to be on the 10th and 18th, but next month it's on the 3rd, 7th, and 20th. You can literally, with one screen, you can book your entire year of classes, even if the dates are completely different month to month. So it's a tremendous time saver. And really at CoreWare, one of the taglines that we use is unify and simplify, and we try to live by those words. So we have a customer that literally, they have 700 classes each quarter, probably more now, quite frankly. And it was taking days, literally days, for this customer to create these events in their previous system. And we were able to shave literally days of work. Now it just takes a few hours for them to create the events for an entire quarter. And again, that's hundreds of events. So I really, Ethan, you did a good job, but I want to make sure to emphasize that that's not just a simple little feature. It's actually a really powerful feature in our system. We had this event creation in the system prior to this, but what we did was simplify the screen so you don't have to call support every time you're trying to create a series of events. We made the screen friendly enough so that pretty much, anyone can go in and create a series of events. So that's the key with that create events. It's creating a series of events. And that all ties to, really not just our events and facilities, but, we have complete membership management. Again, whether you're a for-profit, nonprofit, if you have memberships, we've got everything from nonprofits using this to food delivery service, basically a subscription. Healthy Meal Warrior, give a shout out to them. They've been a customer of ours for a couple of years now. Mia is an incredible chef in California, and she's really helped a lot of people, especially during the pandemic. She offers very healthy foods. We should throw up her website. healthymealwarriorprep.com, I think is her website, and we can throw it up here. But there's a lot of uses, and of course, we have a lot of customers that have gun ranges, and they offer classes, but we also have a lot of firearm stores and sporting goods shops that offer classes. So anyone that has a safety class or any type of training, you can use that event and facility module, and you can use the facility module to actually schedule out all your facilities. So whether it's, if you have bays, in your business, if it's a range, if you've got private training that you provide, you can use the facilities module for that. So it's really a powerful module, and I think we don't do a good enough job letting people know everything that we do in our system. And that's what we discovered separates us from really any of our competitors, because we don't use third-party tools. So most competitors, they're using a tool for reservations, a separate tool for membership, a separate tool for the recurring billing, and you end up with 6 different vendors that you're dealing with, and this is what happens. And what I mean by this is, if there's an issue, there's a finger-pointing game. The nice thing with CoreWare, the buck stops here. We take responsibility for pretty much everything. Now, we do tie into third-party systems, but that's completely different. And for your core business, pardon the pun, you're using CoreWare. I mean, we literally have everything from the point of sale to the e-commerce to inventory control, purchasing, facility management, literally website management. Your complete content management system is in CoreWare. Your customer service module, which is what you use to talk to us, our help desk, is a module that's part of coreFORCE. You're not paying any extra for it, but your customers can use it with you. So, and we just keep enhancing, we keep building, we keep adding features, and we've got one coming that there's a little hint behind Joel of one of our exciting platforms that we're going to be releasing soon. So look behind Joel's shoulder, and you'll start wondering to yourself, why is there a gorilla sitting there? Things that make you go,
gorilla sitting there.
Ah. Anything else exciting, Ethan?
No.
Wow. That was anticlimactic. I thought
No,
you were
those
gonna
are
hit the boosters.
No, those are the. I think those are kind of the highlights. Stay tuned to the what's new for more. The create events page was honestly what I'm super excited about. So
hey, and Ezra,
It's
I
really
like what you said. Our systems do so many things that people don't know about, and it's really maybe with every coreCAST, and I hope we can do more coreCAST because I know we do a lot of bickering or not bickering, but BSing basically. But when we start talking about our system, it really is important, I think, because when else are you going to hear about it? Unless you read the what's new. So
and I think it's good to we should feature something. So today I think the good feature was that report, because did that make sense to you, Joel? I mean, I'm being on a serious note. The report that I was showing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's not one, if you're busy and you're just browsing through that what's new, you could so easily miss it. And I apologize, I don't remember, I don't know if it was Sumner that requested this, but just so everyone knows, that report was modified based on a request that came into our help desk. And at first, I actually argued the request because I didn't really think we could provide that data effectively, because it's one thing to have a serialized item and how long you've had that item. We've always had that. So, when we track a serialized item, we know how long it's been in inventory. And specifically for our firearm dealers, we have a report in the bound book, which is really good, by the way. It's actually called the aged serial number report. So it literally gives you every single serial number in your inventory. How long has it been in inventory? And you can literally say, hey, show me all serial numbers that have been in my inventory for more than a couple hundred days, let's say, or 100 days, right? So that's a report that we've always had. And, Joel, I don't know if everyone knows about that report. It's actually a really effective report. Again, this is specifically for our firearms dealers. It's really effective because at the end of the day, your firearms are probably the most expensive product that you have in your store, when you look at your inventory cost. Optics are way up there as well, but typically you have more firearms. So there's actually an aging report that I'll just show really quick. I know we were trying to wrap this up, but I'll just show it really quick because I think it's also pertinent for this conversation. So because it's one of those things that I don't know if really anyone's noticed that it's there, or maybe just a few people have noticed that it's there and they don't realize that, this is actually a really powerful report. Because if I click this, so all I did was I went into bound book, aged firearms, and literally it's a really simple report in terms of the parameters, but the output is what's really interesting. So you can literally look at, a specific bound book, and I can literally choose a specific manufacturer or all manufacturers. And I can say, hey, you know what? Show me all items that are older than, let's say 90 days, right? Meaning they've been sitting in my inventory for more than 90 days. Because that's the time when you've got to wonder, hey, should I maybe take these items and throw them up on Gunbroker, right? So look at this. This report is actually sorted by the number of days these items have been in stock. And it looks like I purchased this dipped Glock 19 from someone, right? And I thought it was a great purchase, and I thought it would sell very quickly, but here I am sitting on it for well over 2 years. Now, again, I'm in demo data, so please don't think that this is a bad retailer, because this is our demo data, which has a lot of interesting data in it. But you can tell very quickly that, this actually is a powerful report. And while I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, it would be good to show the cost of those firearms and to give you a total, because then you could say, hey, I've got, I don't know, $45,000 worth of inventory in firearm inventory that's been sitting there. And I really should do something with it, because I can take that $45,000, maybe I drop the price, and maybe I use that money to purchase items that will move quicker, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You've got to move those items. So I'm kind of back on the inventory topic, but it's so important. So Yeah, back to your comment, Joel. I think it would be a good idea for us not just to have fun during these casts, but I'll try to each episode to maybe bring up a feature, and maybe Ethan, you'll bring up a feature. And again, we don't want to spend a ton of time, but I think showing features that sometimes to us we take for granted or we forget about. And again, Joel, I'm going to use you as kind of our typical user. Just curious, did you ever know this report was there? And I know you're not in the system daily, but I'm just curious. Did you ever see this particular report?
No, I didn't.
Okay, but do you feel like this would be useful as a gun store owner to look at?
Sure, it would. Yeah, I mean, I've known people that really are meticulous with their inventory. They want to know every aspect of it. So this is just giving them another piece of data to work with. Absolutely, it's
absolutely. Fantastic. Well, I've had fun. As usual.
I have too. Again, this is a new system we're using, so forgive the technical difficulties. I thought it went really well. We'll know. I should be able to upload this hopefully tomorrow.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's going to be completely done as long as everyone leaves their computers on tonight and they don't shut them off, because that would be a crying shame. You would hear us saying, "Take 5, here we are again."
Well, what's interesting, Joel, it actually on my computer it says it's 99% done uploading. So I guess it's uploading while it's recording.
It is. Yeah, it is. So yeah, that's going to be really...
Hey, just a shout out to, should we reveal what we're using? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe we should keep it as our secret.
Yeah, maybe the next one.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to that 145 subscriber list. That's my ultimate goal.
Absolutely. Well, I've had a great time, and you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in all seriousness, literally, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and the reason for that is we want to, at times, to do a live cast, which would be phenomenally fun if we can do that by SHOT Show. So we need everyone's help. I don't know if anybody's watching this at this point, because we've kind of gone on for, I'm sure, at least an hour. I'm almost tired of hearing us talk. But if you're still with us, if you're still there, if you've got anyone that you know that would be entertained even the slightest, get them to subscribe to our channel. We want to get to 1,000 subscribers by SHOT Show, because SHOT Show is going to be a blast if we can literally cast and a live YouTube. I think it would be phenomenal. And for those of you who can't make it out to SHOT Show, we're not just going to focus on coreware. I mean, someone's going to walk around and find some cool stuff, and we'll try to show some. And we're downstairs, so most of the big press is upstairs. So I'm sure there'll be some really cool things downstairs. That's where apparently the real business happens. So I'm excited about being downstairs. The big news of the day that I received today is it's no longer known as the Sands Expo Center, which is where SHOT Show was. It is now known as the Venetian Expo Center. So for whatever reason, I didn't read the detail, but they actually have renamed it. So, we want to actually broadcast live from the Venetian Expo Center. So 1,000 subscribers is what we need.
So here's what you need to do. You need to obviously subscribe. If you want any coreFFEINE, or if you want an Honor and Remember pin, make sure you're subscribed. Now, we need to make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, so you can't just leave a comment. You got to be subscribed to our channel on YouTube. And I know we don't use social media a whole lot, but if you go subscribe to our other platforms, mainly Instagram, I think, would probably be something that we would probably want to pick back up one day, because you get some engagement and it's kind of fun. So go subscribe to our Instagram channel and obviously our YouTube channel to qualify for that free coffee or pin.
Yeah, we're making some decisions on social media. We're as a business, we want to make the right decisions. So just bear with us as far as our other social media. We decided to stay focused on YouTube for right now.
Yep.
But we will probably pick up one or two of the other social media platforms. So, but seriously, we've got literally the coffee is really, really good. It's a free bag of coffee. Let us know. We'll be glad to send that out to you. And the pins, again, it's a phenomenal cause. We purchased plenty of pins to give out at the show. We knew we had an excess, so we have plenty of them. If you want more than one, absolutely let us know. If you want to give one to every person at your store or at your business, just let us know, and we'll be glad to send those out. We want to spread the word about honor and remember as much as we can, and that's the main mission. And you can also text, right? Joel, do you happen to know off the top of your head the number to text to?
You're going to text FLAG, F-L-A-G, to 71777.
So 71777, and
if it's
text
wrong,
the word flag.
read the bottom of the screen right now. No, hey, if we think you're scamming us, if you're like, hey, I'm going to have 25 people here, I want 25 pins and 10 bags of coffee. If you do that, then you have to come on, and we're going to interview you on our podcast to find out what your show was about. Now, you got to be on video and everything. You can't just, you got to earn this. We're all about, we're free market here, so you got to pull your own weight. So if you do want more coffee than we think you should have or not have, but we're going to know. We're going to want an interview, okay?
Absolutely. And Joel, before we go, I think we forgot one of the most important things. Do we have a winner that we can announce?
My gosh, I completely forgot.
Wow. So let me backtrack and explain what the hell we're talking about. So first of all, during the show, we did take people's names that wanted to participate in a giveaway. And we not only allowed people at the show, but we also had a form on our website. So first of all, for anyone who filled out the form on the website, anyone who gave us their information at the show, definitely the ones that didn't come to the show, we'll get a bag of coreFFEINE out to you if you didn't win the grand prize. Our grand prize was actually a really beautiful setup. It's two tablets. It's two Samsung tablets sitting on a beautiful, I don't know where Joel disappeared to. Maybe he's going to get it so we can show it off. So I'll just keep talking.
Be gone.
Buying him time. So basically, we actually have, they're brand new Samsung tablets. One's an S7 and one I believe is the A7 model. And the S7, it's actually a 12.4 inch tablet. So it's a phenomenal tablet you can use as your point of sale register. Oh, there we got it. Yes. And you will see we've got a beautiful mount. It actually has mounting for two tablets, which is really nice. The tablets are attached magnetically, which really makes it really nice. They're not super easy to remove, which is good because you don't want someone just grabbing it. But you can see you can actually rotate the tablet. So the idea is the smaller tablet is used as a customer-facing display, and your front tablet is what you'll use for the point of sale. So I spend a lot of time studying mounts and all kinds of tablets, and this is my favorite one so far, and I think we're going to start selling this particular setup. The tablets I just bought from Amazon, nothing special about them, but they are the latest Samsung tablets, and I honestly don't remember if we have the original packaging, but regardless, they're brand new. They've barely been used, and I believe when we did the draw,
One eternity later.
So Joel was supposed to have all this set up. So no, I think it's John Still.
So the winner is John Still. Who is that? Is the pistol? I'm so sorry, guys.
I'm getting flashbacks to when they announced the wrong Miss Universe winner.
No, we absolutely know it's John still. So, John, we are going to package this beauty up and have this headed to you in the upcoming week. And we're going to... I almost dropped it. And we're going to...
Hey, you know what the good news is? I think most of our viewers by now have dropped. They've dropped off anyway. So,
if you haven't, thank you so much.
We love you.
Maybe we shouldn't have given coffee away so early.
Apparently, we needed coffee.
We're getting back into the swing of things. Hey, Ezra, seriously,
We are.
Are you still? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a globetrotter like you. Are you still catching up from the show?
Well, I came back. I was a bit under the weather, but Joel, in all seriousness, you should be exhausted. You actually drove a trailer full of booth stuff all the way from Louisiana to West Palm Beach, Florida, over 1,000 miles. Joel, our Marine, true Marine at heart, we absolutely thank you for both your service to our country, but also your service that you keep doing for Coreware. No matter how many screw ups you have, we still love you. So, and let me be crystal clear. John Still is our winner. So, John, and I apologize, John. I don't have your business card in front of me. So, but I'm sure you'll recognize who you are, and we'll make sure we tell everyone your range. I know it's not built yet, but hopefully you'll be building it soon, and this will hopefully help you at your range, and we're wishing you the best of success. It was great seeing you at the show, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at SHOT Show.
Absolutely.
Trigger
Do you
time.
remember where?
Trigger time.
Trigger Time. Where's Trigger Time located?
Thank you. They're in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Okay. Wow,
Yep.
That's a great place to open a range.
It is.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, John.
That's where Six Tower is located.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Very good place.
awesome.
I'm sorry it was kind of not the big showing that we were hoping for. I had a plan worked out, and when everything started falling apart, I just said my brain kind of gave up a little bit, but Ezra rescued us, and you're the winner. So congratulations.
Well, I didn't do the greatest job either. So, but hey, we got through this. That's the key.
I'm so excited. So be on the lookout. This podcast, literally, it should be up in the next 2 days, I'm thinking, hopefully. And we'll can't wait to see your feedback. We can't wait to see those subscriber numbers go up, and those requests for pins or coreFFEINE or anything like that to go up as well. Now, it is a limited supply, so please forgive us if we run out. But
yes,
right now,
first come, first serve. But Joel, I do want to mention, and again, don't ask for too many pins. Be
right.
Be reasonable. But again, we're assuming people are asking for the pins, because you're going to wear them and bring forward awareness. And you can purchase pins from honorandremember.com if you do want more. But absolutely, request the pins, and we'll make sure we will fulfill everyone's request for a pin. So even if we run out of pins, we'll get more pins. I don't want to limit that. The coreFFEINE might be limited, but again, I don't think we have enough subscribers to worry about it. So you know what? If we get 1,000 requests, as long as we see 1,000 new subscribers, Joel, get ready to place a big order for coreFFEINE.
Tell your friends. Now we need some engagement too, so tell your friends.
Yeah.
They want some free coffee. Yep. All they have to do is subscribe. You heard it from the boss.
It's really good coffee.
Yeah,
it's really good coffee. And how many ounces are in the bag?
We've got 6-ounce bags right now,
awesome.
which is plenty for you to fall in love with. And then if you want to buy some, obviously we might be in that business as well. But if you've got some friends that love coffee, tell them they can get a free bag if they come subscribe.
Fantastic!
And
thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say a few more final disclaimers. Just to wrap all of them up. Coffee is awesome. Not as unlimited. Pins, we'll send you a bunch. We're not financial advisors. We're not. We don't provide legal advice, and slavery is bad.
Slender is bad.
Just to bring it
And
full
we
circle.
should end with a short video of that rocket.
Please.
And we're playing it. Play it now, Sam.
Colonel, you better take a look at this radar.
What is it, son?
I don't know, sir, but it looks like a giant...